While traveling through the desert on their way to the Promised Land, the Jews built a temple, Mishkan. It was the center of their religious life and a place for spiritual growth. There, people could atone for their sins and specifically for the sin of the golden calf. Who should be leading the services in the temple? Moshe, seemed to be the obvious choice. He stood up to Pharaoh and took the Jews out of Egypt. He became the nation's leader and received the Torah at Mount Sinai. To everyone's surprise, God appoints not Moshe, but his brother Aharon for this mission. Aharon had a pretty controversial past. He was an inadvertent accomplice in the sin of the golden calf. Even though he never worshipped the idol, he ended up helping others make it. So why was he chosen by God for this honorable position? They say once a man came to the Middle Rebbe, Rabbi Dovber, seeking advice on correcting a particular transgression. In response, the Rebbe was quiet for a very long time and then interrupted the appointment and went into his private office. He did not see anyone for a very long time until he called the man back in and continued the conversation, offering his advice. What happened? How does a Rebbe help someone to rectify a misdeed? A Rebbe has to find some, at least slight, resemblance of this sin in his own actions. Then he figures out how to fix it within himself and suggests the same path to the person he's talking to, offering to work on this trait together. This what makes his advice effective. In this case, the man asked the Rebbe about correcting a transgression that was so great that the Middle Rebbe felt that he could not relate to it. He therefore was not able to help the man, but he did not want to leave him in trouble, and he believed that if God sent this person his way, there had to be a resemblance in their actions. The Rebbe had to seclude himself and spent a long time in self-evaluation, digging deep into his soul, till he found some resemblance of this man's deeds in his own behavior. He then was able to help. Yes, Aaron was a partial accomplice in creation of the golden calf. And this is precisely why he, not Moshe, was given the task of leading the services in the temple and helping people to rectify this sin. When doing that, Aaron was working on himself together with the people. When we see someone doing a wrong thing, we often sincerely want to help them to correct themselves. We feel that we are above their misdeeds and we are trying to pull them up to where we are. We automatically end up looking down at them. And then, most of the time, our advice does not work. Looking at the example of Aaron, Torah explains to us why. If I want to help someone, I have to first associate myself with their bad trait. I have to find how I am, maybe in a small way, guilty of the same. Then I have to figure out how to fix the issue within myself and offer to this person my help by working on it together.